Well, P-Fish fans, I don't think I remember how to do this. I've been sitting here trying over and over again. You know, if you're a football fan that's clicked on this and you're like, what's going on here? Yeah, most of the time it's a football channel. Well, some of the times it's a football channel. It's also a Phish channel. There hasn't been a whole lot of Phish. You're probably like, who's Phish? I don't know. Just hang back and wait until football season next year if you don't mind. And look, if you've had enough and you want to unsubscribe, I get it. Don't though. Trust me. Hang in there. I don't know. Don't leave. let's talk about this show. See, I'm telling you, man, I've lost it. Phish takes 9 months off, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. So this show from 1993, like I think I was saying, you got the Baker's Dozen, you got December in 97, you got August in 93. Kind of take your pick. I'm sure other people got their other eras that they like. Oh, getting an 03 tonight for dinner and a movie. So anyhow, this show, I mean, maybe one of the best just like week or 10-day periods in the history of this band, right? I mean, so let's get to this one, though. The first set, not really a dull moment, really, anywhere. I mean, they start out with Wilson all the way through HYHU in the second set, man, just on fire. You know, Guelah Papyrus, they maybe calmed it down a little bit there. Although that's a good song, not a song, one of Trey's favorite songs, and a song they don't play a whole lot now. You know, now they got this catalog of songs this big. Back then, pretty much everything was a rocker. So Wilson and Llama started out. You know, no chompers to chant along with the Wilson at the beginning. I mean, there were chompers yelling out, don't get me wrong. You got your woos and whatnot. But mainly, it was just the band in there. Wilson! Even got a little bit of that in Llama, too. So after that fast start, Wilson, Llama, boom, boom, back to back. Like I said, we calmed down a little bit with a really good song, though. And then we get started with Divided Sky, which normally this would be a theme too. Most shows, this Divided Sky would have been a highlight. A great Divided Sky into Way, and you know, we don't even really get Way anymore, but if we get Way nowadays, they don't really play Way. They just kind of say some things alluding to Way, and it kind of goes into May. Well, they actually played Way, like gave it its due. Like, this is a really good Way. And then, yes, perfectly into Maze. And then another one that was, you know, Page going crazy in this May, a 1993 Page McConnell. You would think this is a big deal, right? But probably going to be forgotten, because then you get Fluffhead, a very good Fluffhead, Fast Enough for You, probably maybe the very best Fast Enough for You that I can recall hearing. I mean, this reminded me a little bit now with like a Rogue or a Wingsuit. You get a bit of a slow build, and you think it's a bathroom song, and all of a sudden they're just up on stage going to town. And that was not the set ender. Then we got another little fiery rocker with Daniel Saw the Stone. So from Wilson all the way through Daniel Saw the Stone, man, this first set, they were killing it, man. It was amazing, you know. And these are really not even the highlights, because the second set featured just Bowie and YEM. But really, if you feel like you don't have time for this whole show, you might have to make time for the whole show. I mean, I guess you can skip that beginning and just go right to Divided Sky and listen all the way through Fast Enough for You. It's crazy, you know, it's crazy. But as 1990, that's why I'm a little worried. Like Dinner and a Movie, this was a decent 2.0 show we're getting tonight. Not the best of the 2.0 shows tonight, but it's going to seem like, boy, compared to this, if you're listening to this last night and all day today, and then you jump into this 2.0 show, different band. So then we get the second set started with 2001 into the David Bowie. Probably, even though it was a really good YM, the amazing Divided Sky, Fluffhead, Fast Enough for You, all that going on in the first set. All right, I think I've just decided this was the best week in the history of the band. I mean, I don't know if this was like a Monday through Sunday kind of deal, but this, you know, let's call it the 13th through the 21st. That was it, man. That was goat shit right there. So then we get into this David Bowie. And just yesterday, I was listening to a Bowie from like 91, I think it was, with the horns. So I had myself a big Bowie day. And then this one right here, this one probably goes right into the top 5. I'd heard this Bowie before, obviously. It's on YouTube if you want to check that out. If you just were looking for a single song. If you're a cheapskate and you're like, fuck Live Phish, man. I got enough streaming services. I can't be adding Live Phish. So then we get Horse and Silent Morning. The Horse and Silent in the Morning. 2 songs, and, you know, all right, whatever. Then we get a riff, man. It was just like they were like already on a 10. They tried to hit the fast button a bunch of more times, like just a turbo riff, Suzy, YEM. And then you get to a point, you know, I'm just wrapping it up here a little bit. I know it's kind of like, oh, wow, you're just going to glaze right over that riff and Suzy. Well, after that Bowie, man, and then it's YEM to come. The YEM, boy, and that Bowie jam, it's like it had a little bit of everything, too. There was at one point, it was like, okay, this is a little bit repetitive. This is kind of heavy and kind of dark. And then there was parts where You know, I used to listen to that Live in Pompeii Pink Floyd deal. There's parts of it sounded like that, and then just smoothly out of nowhere, they're right back into like a perfectly played Bowie. So that was the winner. You got Fluffhead, May, you got all this stuff. And then the YEM ended in the first set. Well, it didn't really end the second set. You got the Purple Rain, Hold Your Head Up, My Sweet One, Cavern. But at that point, that was all just chomper filler at that point. My God. You know, they could have ended right there at YEM. Everybody got more. They got not only get their money's worth, they probably should have went up and just started throwing cash at the band. And in 1993, they may have needed it. You know, I know these guys are managed well from the beginning on, but really that's what I'd have been doing. Whatever I had, a couple dollars, some coins, a couple gel caps, some roaches, I would have just given it all to them at that point. And then, yes, there was a Memories Fire encore, but whatever. I checked out after that YEM vocal jam. All right, guys, so I know this was probably a scattered, horrible recap, like most of my recaps, but maybe I'll do the dinner and a movie tonight, and maybe eventually at some point Phish will go back on tour, and I can get back into whatever kind of groove I had. Anyhow, boom, if you're still watching, appreciate it. And I never did know how to end them. Let's be honest about that.